Welcome back. We got a 2005 TTR 90. I took the plastics off already because it was half the bolts were missing anyways. But so we got a TTR 90. Did some shrewd negotiations. Guy wanted $400. He was hurting for money. I said I had two, and he took it. But here's the problem: no kick, which these are known for the one-way sprag gear being bad in them that I looked online. The electric start's not working, but if I jump her to solenoid, it just spins in there and doesn't do anything. But someone's been in here. There's silicone there. So I'm just going to pull this cover off and see what we find out inside here. So far it's not looking too hot. I drained the oil. What is that, like 4 ounces of oil in it? So hopefully they didn't fry the motor, but I guess we'll just yank this apart and see what we have in store. So these things, you know, profit wise probably won't be big on it, because we'll see parts wise how much it's going to be. But my daughter, ever since I sold her four-wheeler, she said, "Dad, get some mini bikes," and the cousins come over, and so I figured, you know, let's pick up these small ones, and hopefully they're easy. So yeah, if that one-way bearing clutch is bad, I don't know why. For any other four-wheeler, it's $20 to $40. They want $110. $110 for a one-way sprag bearing, which doesn't make much sense to me. But either way, we'll fix it. I mean, got to at this point. The parts bin going here. Ugh. Let's get in the swivel here. Still waiting on parts, you know, that's the hardest thing on this. I'm waiting on that side-by-side over there. You'll probably see that video before this one. If you guys haven't watched, I just finished up the Kawasaki and got that out of here yesterday. So let's see. One more here. Hope this cover will come out without pulling these foot pegs. Make sure I got them all here. Oh, missed one there. Come on, baby. I'm hoping it's a Kickstarter gear, personally. Ooh, the one-way's good. Yes. But that doesn't, the Kickstarter gear doesn't look right. See it freewheels, but then grab. Oh, nope, it is bad. Look at that. It works if you grab it from there, but that ain't good. Oh shoot, I wonder if I can pull that bearing out. There's probably not much I can do with it. But yeah, it's looking like it's the one way. It's not grabbing the... It's definitely not grabbing it. It grabs sometimes. That's what people said is sometimes it'll grab it, sometimes it won't. As you can see, that one-way bearing, it grabs right there. That is weird. It'll grab if you do your fingers. You'll feel it, and then it stops. But I'll yank this apart here and see if I can move that roller bearing around or something. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, an oil filter screen. Nice. Everything else looks pretty fresh in here. I'll be curious to put a nut on there and feel compression. But maybe we can get it going. But looking like a $110 bearing. Jesus. But let me take this apart and see what we find. Well, here we have it. The one-way sprag. I think it goes on like that. And I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I know that's what the problem is. Wonder if the spring loses tension. I mean, the rollers don't look worn. Where it rides doesn't look worn. It's kind of weird. I'll go one way and not the other. I wonder if the tension, if that spring loses tension. What I might do, I'll look for a new one, but what I might do is try to wrap that in something and make the tension tighter and see what happens. But I'm going to try to put it back together here. I'm going to move, I might move some of these around, and that might help. And we'll see if I can get it started. Okay, so I moved 2 sprag gears around, the little notches. It's still got an issue for sure, but I threw oil back in it, and it runs. It does smoke a little though, but it has dust on it. You can see that sprag gear only wants to grab every once in a while. I think this thing's had a rough life, but at least I know it needs a $100 bearing. I'm gonna tighten everything up, let my daughter ride it around, see if the smoking goes away. If it doesn't go away, we'll have to do a top end on it. But hey, $200, and I still got to work on the electric starting part. It doesn't really work. Anyways, we'll ride it a little bit, see what happens, and then I'll get parts list together. But she at least runs. That's a start. So tune back when I decide what to do with this thing. Oh, she's a smoker, but she runs. That's a positive. Maybe a set of rings. Maybe. Let's see if she'll start back up here. One-way sprag gear. I don't know. Get a parts list together. All right, we're finally back to this thing. We're going to start the restoration project slash getting it ready to ride for the cousins before we sell it. But we're going to start with the tires. I'm trying to heat them up, make it easier. We got all new wig tires that are, because it comes with tubes and everything. It was like $100 and something bucks, but should be worth it because those are trashed. So we'll time lapse the tire changes. All right, quick update. We got tires on, tubes, tires, chain sprocket, that's all done. One of the big issues with this was the one-way sprag on the clutch. You couldn't even get it kick-started half the time. Well, the new bearing's $120. I think I got on eBay, I got this whole clutch. I think it was like 40 bucks with the bearing in it. So we're going to go for that, try a used part in it. But I'm going to leave the original clutch because the actual shoes look better than the ones that came in it. So we'll give this a try and see if it's better. You can usually feel right away. Yep, see how it grabs? It slides one way, fine, and it grabs the other. My other one would not grab the opposite direction intermittently. So we'll stick this back together and see if we can get it started before I do the top end. If you all don't know, that has this little oil filter in it. I'm going to clean everything out of it and put a little more RTV on it and try to get this back together. But probably no sense in watching this. Not a big deal. I think I showed on the earlier part of the video. It's been a couple weeks waiting on parts, but putting this back together, or taking the clutch off, putting it back together. But pretty simple process. Hardest part is getting this Kickstarter back in the pin where it needs to go. I gotta look how it was, but that's one of the hardest parts there, is getting it in the groove. So we'll get her put back together here, see if she'll start. I want to do one thing at a time, because once I start doing rings, I don't want this to be all messed up. So we'll get it started and running, and I'll get back with you. All right, so I threw it back together, put new piston rings in it, valve stem seals. Let's see, new graphics. I do need a new battery for it, for the electric start, but she kicks fine. Another one done. We'll let the kids play with it for a while before we sell it, but I don't know if there'll be a lot of profit in this one. I think I got 550 into it. That's tires, tubes, chains, sprockets, air filter, piston rings, grips, graphics, and I still need a battery. So 600. If I can get 1100, I'll be doing pretty good. But here's another one, and hopefully I start buying some more. I've kind of had some time off lately, and or not enough time off lately. I've been busy working and out of the country. So here we go, and hopefully you enjoyed it.